Yeah, Bexy, we're really excited to have him on the team now. He's a true 200-foot player, and as a centerman, I think that's a really important job when it comes to trying to assemble a team, is trying to find good centermen. So he truly plays a 200-foot game, and I think Maryville fans are going to see Jaden Bexy on the score sheet a lot. Power play, penalty kill. I think he's someone that is really versatile, and you know, he's someone that we're really excited to sprinkle in on top of the core guys and to complete our 200-foot game that we're trying to get to. So this season, we really wanted to try to add some grittiness and some size to our game, and KEAGHAN checks a lot of those boxes off for us. I think in his highlight reel that was put online for Maryville fans, I think it has him knocking someone over the boards in his highlight reel. So we don't need to be seeing that every night, but that's the type of game that he plays, and you know, some of those big hits that he can sprinkle in a game, I think that adds that grittiness and that type of tenacity that we're trying to get to with Maryville hockey. So we're excited to see what he can bring to the table, and again, having that gritty style of play is what we're excited to sprinkle in. So Q's from Switzerland, so we're really excited to add Q to the mix. He played in the Dub S, so a really good junior league, had a lot of points in that league, and even with a language barrier, he has gelled well with our guys, and you know, as a lefty and someone that has a really good shot and just knows where to be in the offensive zone, I'm really excited to kind of get to work with him and see what he can do. And he's a good skating left winger, and you know, maybe someone that we can throw into center position as we try to see what lines make sense. But we're excited to have Q. He's got a hell of a shot, and maybe seeing him on a power play unit might be exciting to see here in the future. So Dom kind of adds to our goaltending with Ed and Johnny, and Dom's just someone that is an ultra competitor. When you see him in the net, he doesn't like when a puck gets by him, and he's someone that you don't have to ask him to battle for a second and third time in the crease. He's someone that's going to compete till the whistle blows, and maybe have a block or two to throw in the mix as well. So I'm excited to have Dom part of our trio of goalies, and I tell our goalies all the time, as coaches, we want to win hockey games. So it's the three goalies that we have this season, 2 sophomores, 1 freshman. It's up for a battle, and I'm excited to have Dom in that mix. So Chartsy comes from the SJ, a really good junior league. We actually had some help from ex-Blue Kelly Chase kind of get us connected, and he brings a little Kelly Chase to the mix as a player, just someone that competes and battles really hard. He's a little undersized, but he makes up for it in how he plays the game. So a lot of the players that we have, you know, we haven't really gotten to see them in line rushes, in building chemistry with different players. So someone like him, he's an easy person that you can put on the line because you know what you're going to get out of him. You know you're going to get his best, and you know you're going to get someone that competes for 60 minutes. So I'm excited to have Chartsy in the lineup, in the locker room, and you know, I think people are going to be surprised at how good and how impactful he's going to be to our team this year. So Edgy, we added yet another Canadian to our roster, and you know, our only new feed to the roster. And Edgy is back to my point of trying to add some size and some grittiness. You cannot miss Mr. Edgecombe when he jumps on the ice. He is a mammoth of a man, and kind of adding that size on the back end, that simple player with a long reach and really good foot speed, honestly, for his size. We're someone that we're really excited to work with and to be in our lineup and be an impact player. That's definitely a point of emphasis we wanted to add this offseason on the defensive side of the game. So he's someone that can can fill that void, that role really well, and you know, we have him for another 4 or 5 years. So we're excited to get Edgy, you know, in games and be that impact player we know he can be. So Tacker out of BC, we're excited to have him as a Saint now. You know, as I mentioned about Edgy, we wanted to add some defensemen to our roster this season, and he fits that role really well. Tacker's he's a smart defenseman. That's his best attribute. His vision, how he sees the ice. That's his greatest quality. And I think at this age that can be hard to teach sometimes. So he has an intangible that's hard to teach. And now it's about just trying to complete his game. And there's no hesitation in my thought process of he's going to be an impact player for us. And if it's in the MCH, if it's in a national tournament, Josh Tack, he has all the tools to take over a game, just with how smart he is, how he moves pucks, being on a power play unit. He really is a dynamic player, and the sky's the limit for Tacker. We're excited to have him. So Spencer Barlow, we call him Barzy. He certainly has had a different journey than a typical player. A lot of our players, they play 3 years of juniors, and then we get them when they're 20 or 21. Mr. Barlow, we got him when he's 25. So every year that we've been at Maryville, we've had a player that's older than coach. So he adds to that list this year of our player that's older than coach. So Barzy's someone that can come in the locker room and he just adds that instant experience, and he just happens to be one of the nicer humans that I think everyone in our program has met. He just is sincere and empathetic, and we're excited to have him just in our program. He's just that special of a person, and I think people in all of our teams know that. So with Barzy, kind of very similar to the way that Chartsy battles. A little undersized, but you know you're going to get the best out of him. He's someone that wants to get better every day. He enjoys being on the ice. It doesn't matter what you're doing on the ice. If it's power skating, puck handling, if it's in groups of 6 or whatever it might be, he's someone that wants to get better every day. And you can see it. You can see his evolution just in the last 6 weeks of us being kind of back into some workouts and some on-ice activities. You can see the improvement because he just loves being at the rink and loves being with the guys, and I'm excited to have him on the ice and in the room. He's going to be an impact person for us for the next 2 or 3 years.